Oh, jeez. This is so sad, dude. Oh my gosh. That if they are alike, that means Kaori's also dying. And I cannot fathom, I cannot accept that truth. That's why he's trying to refute these behavioral cues. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a licensed psychotherapist and your favorite yapper. Welcome back. What a heart-crushing ending to the last episode with Kaori's legs literally giving out underneath her feet. And again, it begs the question, if we have a choice, if we have the freedom to choose within our limited circumstances, don't we owe it to us to make that leap of faith? Because so many people like Kaori do not have that choice to begin with. Assassination Zero, Samsonian Helixy, Jin Shimaru, and Roxy Love are the founding sponsors here. Highlights in my videos. Shout out to your support. And thank you to every patron, family, and YouTube members out there. Massive shout out. Sit back and I hope you enjoy. Oh gosh. Not again, dude. Is this a flashback to what happened? And also, I liked in the beginning, I know in the last few episodes since the gala concert at the Toa Hall, every beginning has been starting with that calendar with the marked date after Kosei's solo performance at the Accompanist concert, which is audacious to say the least, an absolutely stellar of a performance. It just hit me. I think it's a recurring theme and symbolism of, for Kosei, I think the time froze in that time. It's also a callback to what Tsubaki's been saying with her realization of her emotions towards Kosei. Oh, wow. I thought time stopped. I thought time stopped flowing. I thought the time froze, but it did not. It kept on going because time does not stop for anyone. And I think that's the significance of that calendar. Gala concerts marked past, but the time seemingly froze for Kosei because that's when Kaori was hospitalized. I think this is when her terminal stage illness is really going to become known to Kosei and everyone else. Slowly, right? Although we as the audience, we already gathered that. And yeah, also I had someone comment recently in my last video that it's not as fun because I already knew about the terminal stage cancer and someone spoiled it. No one spoiled it. I gathered that in episode 3 or 2, I think. And no one just disputed it because it's pretty clear, right? With the setup. And obviously many people are here for my prediction stuff. Anyway, sorry, it wasn't spoiler. I just gathered that and it was pretty obvious, right? But anyway, this seems like a flashback to Kaori's illness because I'm sure she has not been discharged from the hospital. Oh, this is when it began. Oh, jeez. That's the origin. Yet, even her hymning, her singing along that song, that's the same song she was singing along when she fell during that memory recall. And that's the song that she's singing still while she's bedridden. What does it symbolize? Music is relationship. Music is freedom. Music is joy. Music for Kaori is the constant through the ebbs and flows of life. Through the highs and the lows, through the peaks and the valley of death, literally. Music has been her constant, music been her comfort, music has been her soothing. Same thing for so many characters in the show, right? But interestingly, right before the episode, we were talking about Tsubaki's love and hate relationship with music because she felt like music took Kosei away from Tsubaki. So this same thing, music, can have seemingly complicated and complex relationship with so many different individuals, but then also to Kosei, who for the first time in his life chose his own destiny by going to a music institution and potentially going overseas. But his conversation with Tsubaki kind of left me confused that is he really gonna stay? And someone also commented about that's the second time Kosei mentions the moon is pretty. I thought about commenting that, like the beauty of the moon, which I know is like a trope in romance anime to kind of indirectly confess your love. But then obviously when Tsubaki heard that, she's like, you always say the same thing. You always know what to say, but you don't really mean it. So I'm not really sure if Kosei generally has romantic feelings towards Tsubaki, or just like Tsubaki, she was unclear and oblivious to her true emotions. Because childhood best friends, they've been next door neighbors their entire life. And it's very hard to discern childhood best friends and the companionship and romantic feelings, especially for 13, 14-year-olds. They're middle schooler. Anyway, but someone did mention that Moon is pretty comments. And it's true. I did notice that. It did happen twice. But anyway, all that to say, music is relational. And here, for Kaori, music is that constant, that support through her highs and lows. Nice.
終わりました。
Also, it's such a brilliant move by Kosei's teacher sensei, using Kosei as a substitute teacher for this little girl. Because to teach well, you have to have mastered the content. And teaching other people is such a good way to reinforce your own understanding, your own learning. That's why a pro tip to a lot of my mentees, especially in a college or academic setting, is try to teach other people, try to tutor other people, because you can only do that well if you have commanded that knowledge. You cannot teach well unless you really understand the materials. That's what Kosei's teacher is doing. And again, what did Kosei tap into recently? The relational and the emotional aspect of music. After he has finally shed and had his emotional closure with his mother and the trauma that goes to the past, music is relational. This is what Kosei's teacher is allowing and permitting and encouraging Kosei to tap into. Music is relational because relationship is comprised of emotions. Any relationship that does not have emotional aspects, they're superficial. Just like we never get happy or mad at the strangers we're walking past on the streets every single day. Sure, it's conflict free, it's drama free, but it's also relationship free, absence of relationship. And it's meaningful emotional aspects. That's what the teacher is doing. Brilliant, brilliant mentor and teacher. Really, really good for Kosei.
汚いご意見を
Ah. Oof. Ow! At the end of the day, Kosei is still a 14-year-old. He's like holding back? What's that? Let me put her down. Let me remind her who was the 6th grade prodigy that dominated and annihilated every single national competitions within Japan. Me, Kosei. Love it, Kosei. Love that confidence.
手が小さくてすぐに指が届きません。
手首を動かして弾くんだよ。一拍目、最初の指を小指で弾いて、その勢いで手首を使って、こう弾きやすい位置に。333小節目のペダル変えたら？
それでは勝てません。譜面は完璧です。すなわち神。我らは神に仕える下僕。
こんな子だっけ？
Did her personality change? Yo! And it's interesting. I wonder if she's really here for the teacher or for Kosei. That's why, didn't she seem more receptive towards Kosei's feedback than the teacher's feedback? Interesting.
がないなんて勝つことを放棄した人間のエゴです。
Interesting.
君の人生でありったけの君で真摯に弾けばいいんだよ。
And it's so interesting. The score is absolute. The score is sacred. This little girl, everything she says represents Kosei's former identity of human metronome, represents Kosei's former ideology instilled by his deceased mother. It's so interesting also with the writing and the plot that Kosei met this girl after his emotional closure, after his healing, although the healing is a lifelong ongoing journey, after Kosei has embarked on his journey of emotions and relationship. This girl shows up who represents an older aspect, like outdated older shell that Kosei was once. Interesting writing. It's almost as if it's like a cosmic reminder that, hey, Kosei, let's see how strong your foot is. Let's see how strong and how firm and grounded your new identity is. This more emotionally expressive, relational, musical identity versus your own. Doesn't it seem like that? It's interesting.
神じゃないよ。完璧でもない。人間が
Amen,
見落とし
brother.
たとても感情的なものだ。だから、しがらみのようにつきまとう。
Oh.
陳腐ですね。そんな甘っちょろいこと言ってるから神から人間落ちちゃうんだ。
Kosei has so many fans, dude.
レッスンまで時間あるな。
最近声聞いてないなって思って。
Go visit Kaori. Come on. Step up. Only way is through, my boy Kosei.
そうだ。
Take that leap.
お菓子買わなきゃ。君の好きなカヌレを。
Wait, what?
ないのに、いつも君は不意に現れる。
Oh, Kaori's colorlessness. And what is she doing? Did she discharged or escape the hospital room against advice and medical recommendations? She literally can't stand. Her legs can no longer support her. I guess every time and any time Kosei struggles with his confidence, self-esteem, struggling to take that fearful yet important leap of faith, Kaori shows up. Just like the first spring in Kosei's lifetime, just like the first spring that awakens Kosei's inner reality, seasonality, his life. But who is Kaori's spring? Who is rejuvenating and awakening Kaori's reality? No one. Because no one can argue and no one can fight death. Man, such a stark contrast, huh?
ああ。顔見なかったのに。前にも来ないし、白状者の影も薄い。
これから。
ねえねえ、渡くんは？渡くん待ち伏せしてんだけど。
渡りは
Is that
まだ
true?
学校にいるよ。さっきまで教室に。
私は天使のように優しい。
Interesting, right? So as soon as Kaori said Watari, Kosei walking away, and again, I think that both of them, Kaori and Kosei, are either knowingly or probably subconsciously having their defensive mechanism of misdirection and deflection. Where's Watari? I'm here for Watari. This is not the first time Kaori said that. And we know Kaori's heart belongs to Kosei. Why? Because music is relational. You can hear it. You can sense it through Kaori's music, through everything she's done for and with Kosei. And in addition, I think the show kind of reveals that to us through this four-dimensional break. Second, Kosei also plays the same defensive mechanism, trying to protect himself. No, she is Kaori's girl. I'm just a friend A. I'm just a support. I'm just a plus one, and so on and so forth. It makes sense for Kaori to protect herself, but also she's protecting Kosei because she knows her dooming fate. She knows she will not be there with Kosei. And she's actually even hinted that at Kosei in passing. Kosei didn't pay attention and maybe he didn't hear her, but we did as the audience. Do you see that? It's very interesting. And at the end of the day, we forget they are middle schoolers. They're 14-year-olds. These are extremely common things that we do knowingly or subconsciously, even in high school, even in college, right? Again, they're not playing hard to get. They're doing it in an attempt to protect themselves and each other from getting hurt. It's very, very natural.
白状者の君に食材のチャンスを与えよう。
Thaw it out.
君を代役に任命します。
Let the emotion speak. You see, day night, or I think it's night. It was the golden hour. Yeah, day night. They're going on a date, going on a journey, because I think she's feel the pressure. She's feeling the pressing time clock, literally biological time clock racing against her. She's racing against that clock, the countdown, the finite time she has remaining. I think she's trying to maximize her remaining time together with Kosei. That's the significance of this. Although this is extremely medically ill-advised. But hey, I'm not a doctor, right? One more thing. Maybe some people are like, wait, how do you know Kaori's using Watari as an excuse? Come on. Kaori knows Watari's schedule. I'm sure Watari told her his schedule, right? So Kaori knew Watari was not going to be at that road underneath that tree with the autumn leaves falling, change of season. That's a seasonality. That's a transitional time. Also symbolism of life and death fading away. This constant cycle. Kaori knows. She was there for Kosei. You see, and Kaori heard Kosei, hey, I have a lesson. At that moment, her eyes spark up. Oh my gosh, I want this toy. Because Kaori knows the time they have together is sacred. Speaking of sacred, the score is not sacred. Because it's arbitrary. It's man-made. But the emotion, the love, spending quality time together, that is sacred. It's our biological need to be seen, acknowledged, heard, to be held. To love and to be loved is our literal primary biological need. Fun fact. Well, it's not really fun, but fact. Did you know that newborn infants, if for a prolonged amount of time, if they do not get physically held and touched by a nurse, doctor, caregiver in a hospital setting after they were born, if a newborn infant, let that sink in, do not get held or do not receive physical touch by a human being for a prolonged period, they will die. Literally, they will die. What does that say? The need to love and to be loved is our primary biological instinct. This is the origin of attachment theory. Attachment between a caregiver and a baby. Attachment theory. It's not just, yes, attachment styles, secure, anxious, avoidant, disorganized. Of course, those are attachment styles. But attachment styles are a part, a component of the attachment theory. And the origin of that is that. To love and to be loved is our biology. It's a need, not just a want. It's a need. That's what's happening here. That's why she's like, oh my gosh, we need to hang out more time. Spend more time together. Especially after she heard Kosei say, I have a lesson. It's sacred. Lost child. Oh, look at Kaori's color, dude. Oh. Oh. Oh, Kaori probably saw her own mom with that mom being worried, losing her child, panicking. I'm sure that's the same sentiment, same grief, same anticipatory grief that Kaori's parents and mom are struggling with. And I'm sure Kaori saw herself in that little child, feeling lost, scared, feeling like there's nothing she can do. Oh, man. So much symbolism.
でもお母さんやお父さんを泣かせちゃダメだよ。あの子ね、手をつないだらギューって握ってくるの。超可愛い。絶対離さないでって感じ。きっと話したら一人取り残されそうで怖かったんだね。
Oh, another symbolism. Kaori's trying to not let go of Kosei's hands. By shopping together, by being here with him, Kaori's afraid of letting it go. I told you, Kaori is that little girl. That's a symbolism. And just, it's absolutely heartbreaking to witness Kaori constantly giving life despite her lifelessness. Despite her own life fleeting before her eyes. She's still trying to give life, helping people. But at the end of the day, I sense tremendous fear. Scared. Lost. Who is holding on to Kaori's hands? Just like that little girl holding on to Kaori's hands. But who's holding on to her hands? Man, so sad.
これ君のジュース。
ああ、持たせっぱなしだった。
Oh, her illness. She can't even hide it.
制服。今日登校したに終わったんだ。
No, Kosei.
あれ、君カバンは？
取りに行こう。
さっきメール来た。
言ってください。いいんですか、瀬戸先生。こ こんな不真面目な。
わかるけど、なんで？
やだ、瀬戸先生を取られたくなくて。
You see, this girl is here for Kosei, and I bet the teacher figured it out. And also, hey, nice Dodgers shirt she's wearing underneath.
私つい。
何が目的か知らないけど、
She knows.
も
She's
し
sharp.
後世に危害を加えでもしたら、私がぶっ殺してやるわ。
Wow!
へえ、愛されてますね、有馬昴生。
私の息子だもん。
じゃあどうして私を迎え入れてくれたんですか？
いると思ったか
Yup.
ら。
It was all for Kosei.
悲しみ以外の何かを。
Oh, wow. That's a true intention. To give Kosei something other than sorrow. Joy of teaching, resonating, seeing another young, bright star shining before your eyes. The companionship. Because I'm sure prodigies feel lonely because there's not that many people they can relate with. Right? It is a lonely path because we need to feel relatable to other people and for other people to be relatable to us. Again, it's that relational relatability aspect. Wow, the teacher is so good, Miss Sato.
どう信用していいんですか？
敵？あんた敵なの？音楽の道を共に歩むものじゃないの？
Oof, good reframe. Man, she's so good.
あら、上手にかけてんじゃない。お姉ちゃんにも見せて。
Aww. Aww. Aww, it's everyone. Big happy family of musicians. Same lineage, same family tree. Yeah.
ピアニストになってほしい。
But the teacher doesn't even know about Kaori and what's happening. Oh my gosh. Oh.
うわあ、真っ暗。不気味。
Oh, is she gonna fall in the hallway too? It's not like she can control her legs. You know what I mean? They fall when they fall. Please do not make this the foreshadowing of Kaori for the last time stepping foot in this classroom, in the school setting. Is this that foreshadowing? Is this it? She won't be able to come back to the classroom and she won't be able to leave her bed after this episode? My goodness, dude.
カバンは？
こっちかな。いや、こっちだったかな。
Her bag is in the hospital.
嘘か！嘘ついたんか！
カバンは学校にありません。
Of course
そういえ
not.
ば昼間からカバン持ってなかった。
Nope. Oh.
僕の方こそごめん。代役じゃなくて渡りが良かったね。せっかくの一日だったのに。
君は忘れるの？学校を探検した女の子を、一緒に迷子を助けた女の子を。
You see? He's not here as a substitute for Watari. He is him. He's it. He's exactly who Kaori wants to spend time with. Look at this. Will you forget? The girl you explored the school ground with, the girl you helped rescue a lost child, the girl who reawakened, ignited your love and passion for music. Will you forget the girl who speaks the same language? Will you forget? Of course not, Kaori. Kosei will hold on to you, and Kosei will carry your memories, your legacy forward. Kosei will share that spring that awakened his reality, that brought colors to his colorless life. Kosei will bring those same colors forward to so many other people, so many other worlds, internal landscape with his music. That's my hope. And I hope that's where the show's going.
病院を抜け出して待ってた女の子。
Here we go. Finally.
君は忘れるの。その人の心にずっと住めるように。ここにいる人たちは。
She snuck out for Kosei. Oh.
忘れない。
I want to share a quick thing. Again, I don't know how many of you guys are watching this struggling in a really dark place, that helplessness, maybe even hopelessness, feeling of this dark cloud hovering over your head kind of grays out and takes a dent and blunts out everything you see. Whether it's depression, anxiety, stress, trauma, whatever it is. Here's just a gentle and friendly reminder. The impact of our legacy, of who we are, it's not what we do. It's not the accolades. It's not the job title. It's not the income. It's rather when we are gone, will someone out there miss us? When we are gone, will there be at least one person who longs for our presence, who longs for spending time with us, who longs for our existence? If that is the case, then you matter. That is your impact, the relationship. For someone else to cry for our departure, for someone else to cry and share emotions over the absence of our presence, what more do we need? That is our impact. You don't always have to do grandiose things, big things. Those are great. If that's authentic to your values, that's amazing. It's more about, can we be the best friend to someone in need today? Can we be the best son, best husband, best girlfriend, best daughter? Can we do that? One more level deeper. Can we at least show up for ourselves today? That's one person in need, ourselves. Because who is the one person we are born into with this world? Who is the one person we were born to this world with? Us. Who is the one person we're going to draw our last breath with in our deathbed? Facing the ceiling, surrounded by four walls, and hopefully room of people that care about us, that will yearn and long for us when we're gone. Us. We are that person who we are born with and to die with. What does that mean? This is not about selfishness or self-gratification. It's not just about me, self. It's about honoring that person, the I. We matter. Can we at least show up for ourselves? Can you show up at least for yourself today? That matters too. So we won't forget.
死んでも忘れない。
Sorry, I'm just getting really sentimental with this show, man.
やっぱり
I'm really glad it's you who I get to spend my last waking hours, my last consciousness with, because her memories are fading out, sounds like. Maybe she's experiencing neurological deterioration, physical deterioration as part of her illness, right? Anemia. That's why she's like, I'm so glad it was you.
疲れちゃった。学校の備品で2人乗り。
Oh. Oh, she's so pale. Oh, goosebumps. Oh, nice guy. All the while, the stars above us are shining brightly. Again, it's a callback to when Kaori urged Kosei to look up at the sky, the stars, our potential. And of course, there's a shooting star, wishing upon Kaori's recovery, happy memories. But also, I think shooting star symbolizes fleeting nature of happiness. And again, at the same time, happiness is not significant. We're not striving for happiness for it to be permanent. Only thing that's constant, only thing that is permanent is death. Full stop. Fleeting nature of happiness does not take away the significance of it. No matter the duration, it's the quality. Doesn't it matter if it is fleeting that we felt happy, we felt that joy with those that we love? That's what Kaori's saying, and I agree with her. Man.
肌寒いせいかな。交わすこと。何でもいい。ずっとこのまま。
Oh. Oh man, what a sky. Oh. Oh. Kaori's scared. She's really scared, just like that little girl who's lost. She's really scared. Kosei said that I couldn't ask her for those reasons. I think A, he was holding space for her. B, he felt her pain. And 3, I think Kosei was scared to find out the real reason. Just like his mom. Just like her illness. Just like her death.
そこ一気に弾かないからテンポがずれる。
いや、やってんじゃん。こんな機械だろ。
Oh my gosh! Yo!
無能は嫌い。
Yo.
ちょいとやっちゃおう。
有馬昴生はもっと嫌い。
Underneath deep hatred is deep love and adoration. Without love, there's no hate. You will not harbor hate towards anyone unless there's a strong attachment of emotions first. And in this case, I'm sure it's respect and adoration first.
なぎ、神山先輩振ったんだね。もう何？最の演目決めたの？
Nagi, the blonde girl, she's like, I cannot stand guys that has glasses and who are, what? Always frowning or sad? Is she talking about Arima Kose? Or the senpai she rejected? I'm dead, yo.
学祭11月だよ。そろそろ準備しとかないと。外からゲスト呼ぶのもありなんでしょ？
Arima Kose.
どうやって確認させるか。うちの学祭といえば成績上位者がユニークな演目を準備するって。
Wow, really a prestigious school.
そうよ、私はくるみ中のエンジェル。それなのに
早く弾こうとして上滑りしてる。それじゃフォルテにならない。
There's levels to this, girl. There's levels to this.
ちょっと。
追いかけな。あんたの役目よ、昴生。
Yeah, you're a teacher. You gotta comfort. You can't just bash your students.
しょう
Come
が
on.
ないじゃん。手が小さいんだから。
Yeah, make it constructive. Teach her. Support her. But of course, again, Kosei is also a 14-year-old, you know what I mean?
子さんの言った通りだ。
Hum. Aww.
ごめんね。その人に教えるのは初めてで。
Ooh, sweet potato. Is it working? Oh, yo, looks delicioso. Quick pause, quick PSA for anyone that's watching. If you have not tried Korean or Japanese sweet potato, please find the H Marts, an Asian market, a Korean store, Japanese market. Please go snatch a Japanese or Korean sweet potato, or I guess just an Asian sweet potato will suffice. Please do that today. It will change your world. It's nothing like the American yams. It's nothing like the American sweet potato. Again, I'm all about compassionate non-judgments, except American sweet potatoes are far, far, far inferior to Asian sweet potato. And that's a fact. Please try it out and let me know.
紐に膝を貸しちゃった。
ここよく来るの？
のヒーローに。
Takashi? Hold up. Her hero is Takashi, who freaking Kosei annihilated throughout their entire musical journey? Is that why? Wow. Again, obviously, Nagi doesn't hate Kosei, but I think she wants Kosei, who defeated her hero, to truly be impeccable, flawless on the pedestal. Because that's the only way to help justify in her literally little mind, her mind of a little child, that okay, someone that's even more heroic bested my hero. That's fine. But for her to see Kosei feeling defeated, withdrawn from competition for 2 years and so on, that happens. Everything that transpired leading up to Kaori's appearance and her spring. I think that's why this makes sense. This makes sense. Wow, did not expect
も
this.
ともとピアノもその人が始めたんです。でもその人は私以外の人に
Kosei! Yo!
そのせいで今 迷って悩んで真っ暗な私がいるって。
Oh, this is the constant theme throughout the entire series. I'm playing so that one person can hear me, can feel my sentiments, feel my emotions. Music is relational. Oh my goodness, dude.
ピアノでなんでこんなこと話してるんだろう。
Because he gets you, girl. And you know he gets you deep inside. You
不
know.
純な動機でしょ。
きっかけなんてそんなもんさ。
誰かに吹き飛ばして欲しかったのかもしれない。
This obligation. Oh. Again, despite being absolutely brilliant and gifted Nagi is, she's just like Kosei. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I said earlier. That's why Nagi appeared in Kosei's life after his healing, his journey, and his progress and his new identity. Because she was just like Kosei, playing out of obligation. Playing out of obligation. Not for the purity of love. Not for the sake of piano. Not for the sake of music. Playing out of obligation. For Kosei, that was his mom until recently. And for Nagi, it's Takashi, looks like. But unintended. But still, I think that's going to happen. Where Kosei is going to teach Nagi his own philosophy. His new philosophy. His new way of life. New way of music.
じゃんけんぽん。
あ、いいな。
Ow.
ぽん。
Aww.
有馬先生は好きな人いないんですか？
いないよ。
嘘です。いるって顔に書いてある。
You see? Little children have such a sharp, like raw, unrefined, but just raw, sharp, powerful, potent intuition. They know. They know.
か？
そんなはずないよ。子なんだ。
Ah, self friend zone.
それって
But also, to be fair, miscommunication is like a trope in all romance anime, right? So I get it. They're supposed to be not fully understanding. There's supposed to be miscommunication designated by the writer. I understand.
諦める理由になるんですか？
Oh, bars. Oh.
でも僕にはこれが精一杯なんだ。
Ah.
ち、よ、こ、れ、どんな人な？
泣いたり笑ったり。
Oh
僕
no.
は振り回されてば。
Oh shit, I knew it. I freaking knew it. Kaori asking Kosei to revisit the school grounds for one last time. That was a foreshadowing. And now, clearly, the parents are here with Kaori because she's a minor. So these information and these disclosure, especially about prognosis, death, the timeline, all that has to be disclosed to the family members.
その人がいるだけでモノトーンだった世界がカラフルになるよ
Oh,
うな
now her hands are giving
とて
out.
も
Oh.
眩しくてとても強い人なんだ。
Ah, her body's giving out.
こらー、カヌレ忘れたんか？卓上物を約束してたのに。
言い詰めてたんだよ。俺が美味しい甘味を。見損なことを紹介した。
なんで柏木がそんなの知ってんの？
椿に相ひろこさんに押し付けられたんだ。僕だって嫌なのに。
Ah, a hickey, I'm dead. Yo.
人に教えてる暇なんか君にあるの？
いやだってひろこさんが。
また言い
Well, I appreciate the writer's attempt to interject some humor and comedy. But at this point, no amount of exaggerated comedy, body camera, physical comedy will relieve and alleviate my pain. It's just so sad.
女の子とイチャイチャする時間なんてないでしょ。そんな暇あるならもっと練習に当てたら。
の練習もしてる。
それじゃ足りないって言ってんの。教えて。
Yeah, Kaori's now projecting her own suffocation, limitation of time. She's projecting. And again, it's not Kaori's fault. She just had her final meeting with doctor and her parents. Not final, but that official meeting to disclose her obviously pending timeline. It's real. It's too real for her. And that little girl, Kari's inner child, represented and symbolized by that lost girl in the mall earlier during their shopping time, is coming out. She's lost. She's scared. And only modicum of control she feels is when she, I guess, yells at Kosei for practicing more and more. Because she doesn't have more. That's one word, one vocabulary that will never be in her life again. More. That's one thing she does not have.
時間無駄にしてるじゃん。他の人はもっと練習してるよ。期間がないんだ。
だから十分やってるよ。
じゃあもっとやりなよ。十分なんてない。12月にはコンクールが始まるんだよ。
Oh, and this is a reminiscent of his mom. Same thing, right? When your death is so imminent, so big, almost screaming at your face, pun intended, when you really feel the presence of your death, pending death, this is how you become. The pressure, it becomes crushing. I'm sure this is the same timeline after the mom found out of her timeline, when the pressure went up. Same here. That's what Kari's doing, unknown to her.
まだ時間があると思ってんの。あっという間に。
She almost spilled. Oh, fuck. I think Kosei picked it up right there. I wonder if everyone else picked it up, but I think Kosei did.
なんか変なスイッチ入っちゃった。
I think everyone else knows too, I think. Again, that sharp, raw intuition.
ごめんなさい。
So sad, dude. Oh.
今昴生。ねえ、なんかいいことあった？なんで？ピアノの音がスキップしてる。音がスキップするわけないじゃん。
It's the
そう言
emotions.
われるとそうなんだけどさ。でも、やっぱスキップしてる。
What is piano? What is an instrument if not to be a vehicle to channel your emotion? Again, I'm not a classically trained musician by any means. As you guys know, I came to this show with zero classical background or understanding. So I hope I did not offend any classical music folks out there. But to me, what is an instrument? What is music if it cannot embody emotions? That's what makes it beautiful, is it not? Is that not the core ethos of the series? Relationship, freedom, joy, happiness.
僕の友達を好きな女の子なんだ。
あんな解消なしじゃダメね。絶対報われない。似ているかもしれない。
Yeah, she sees herself in him.
あがい
Yep.
ても報われない相
Relatability.
手を追いかけ。
Yep. Oh, this is such a beautiful sequence. Oh my gosh, with freaking Nagi and Kosei standing in front of a clear wall, projection, speaking of projection, all the images and montages flashing before our eyes. This is a beautiful, beautiful sequence of animation. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. And heart crushing.
ああ、おかえり。早かったな、ナギ。
に潜む怪人。
Oh, it's Nagi's brother. Oh, she wants her brother to see her. I guess as a little girl, she feels like she's competing for her brother's love with Arima Kosei. Yo, I'm
お
dead.
兄ちゃん、
忘れた。ごめん。
心配して来てくれたんだ。変だったもんね、私。
似てない。弾かれたように笑ったり、些細なことでヒステリックにわめいたり。
You see? Kosei, deep inside of his heart, he felt it. He's like, oh shit. But he's trying to override his intuition with cognitions. No, they're not alike. They're not the same. He's not really comparing their behaviors. I know on the surface he is, but the true intention of his comparing is he's trying to refute and rebuke even internally against his intuition that if they are alike, that means Kari's also dying. And I cannot fathom. I cannot accept that truth. That's why he's trying to refute these behavioral cues. Man.
突然泣き出したり、すごく優しくなったり。
We know, Kosei. We know.
似てなんかいない。
Oh.
嘘だ。嘘だ。
病院にお見舞いに来たのに ずっと黙り込んでいるんですもの。
So this is a good depiction of disassociation. Definition here. Disassociation. What we're seeing is Kosei spiraling out of control inside of his mind. And this is the thing. So many clients come to see me for overthinking, ruminations, and spiraling because it is invisible. Yet it has visible, tangible impact and detriments into your day-to-day. It decreases your productivity. It makes you less present, less mindful, less focused. Creates so much more psychological suffering, angst, anxiety, and stress. And underneath that, or underneath the spiraling for Kosei, because I'm sure he's been standing in Kaori's hospital room for a while, but he's spiraling, and also he's disassociating, which is a trauma response. Disassociation is one of the hallmark and criteria of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Remember what I said? Kosei did have an emotional closure, and he derived a lot of healing. But healing is not over. The journey is not over. If anything, the journey has only now begun. He's dissociating from the reality, being hijacked by trauma and stress. That's why he's disassociated from the present time until Kaori said something. You're so strange. You're here, but you haven't said a word. Kosei is having trauma response yet again in light of the biggest trauma of his life, losing his mother. And here, such a similar scenario. That fear. Kaori's scared and lost, but so is Kosei. This is so sad, dude. Oh my gosh.
私と心中しない？
Will you come with me to see how it ends? Oh my gosh. Is Kaori asking, will you be there with me? Will you accompany me? Speaking of accompanist, will you accompany me to the end of my journey? Episode 16, two of a kind. All right, y'all. Hey, enough sad. I'm afraid of getting more sad. The more I comment out loud, the more I analyze, it just hits me even deeper and deeper, because that's also the power of analysis, right? That's it for today. As always, a massive, massive shout out to the big donor, Scientia Trident, for your generosity, for your supporting financially, for you allowing us to finish the series despite the low engagement on YouTube. Thank you so much, Scientia. And again, thank you to everyone watching. Remember, we matter, we are worthy. And if we're struggling too much, if we cannot show up to maybe one additional person, I hope and I pray and I encourage us to show up for us, because we are also a person. We count. Self-compassion counts, most definitely as an act of kindness and compassion. If that's all we have within our battery, within our emotional tank, that's okay. That's okay. Hang in there, guys. Until next week. Peace.